Hey guys, how's it going? So today I realized something. Every time I go to make a video, I put on deodorant and perfume like you guys can smell me. Anyways, so today's video is going to be about why I will never work at a gas station again. Like in September, I worked at a gas station for about 2.5 years and I will never do it again. I thought I would share with you some stories. So the main one is customers are rude, like really rude. They bitch about everything. If you're not serving someone fast enough, when they get up to the line, they will yell at you and tell you that you're a bitch, you're stupid, like anything they could think of. And they don't care if they're respecting you. The lottery machine is down, they're also mad. It's like the end of the world. We sold more lottery tickets than gas. So we were like a lottery station, not even a gas station half the time. Another thing that they get extremely mad at is cigarette prices and gas prices. They think that we set the gas prices and cigarette prices ourselves. They will tell me that I'm scamming them. They think that I raised it 20 cents or I raised gas $1. But meanwhile, down the street, they're cheaper. So why don't they just go there? They refused to go to the other gas station that had the lower price, but then came to my gas station and decided to bitch about the price. So back to the crazy lottery people, and when I say crazy lottery people, I mean crazy lottery people. Like, there were some people that came in and spent over $500 in lottery every week. It was ridiculous. Like, I would just do my job and think to myself, who has $500 or more to spend on lottery every week? Because I know I sure don't. I have food to pay for, animals, myself. When they came back to see what their winnings were, they only won like free plays or they didn't win anything at all. Why they kept playing, I don't know. Another thing that pissed me off the most was people on their phones. They weren't talking when they were at the pump, obviously, because you're not allowed, and they wouldn't just go off to the side and talk on their phone until they were done talking. No, they decided to stand in line and continue talking to the person they were talking to while I'm talking to them. I was trying to ask them which pump they're at, cigarettes they wanted. Sometimes they weren't even at a pump and I would have to ask them because they weren't paying attention. Then they got mad at me for asking me which gas pump they were at. I didn't know what they wanted, or other times I wouldn't ask them which gas pump they were at and they wouldn't man up and be like, oh yeah, I had gas. They would just go to their car and drive off. Meanwhile, they had like $100 in gas. I don't know how you pay for a $5 chocolate bar and not realize that you didn't pay for your $100 in gas. I think $100 and $5, kind of a different price. I don't know. Most people did it on purpose. There were some people that actually covered their license plates, like so that we couldn't look up their license plates on the cameras when they drove off. There were people with stolen cars, so when we did look up the license plates, they weren't actually the right person, so then we couldn't even catch them because the people that stole gas were from like the States, but the license plate was from Canada. But they got away with like $50 in gas. There were some days where I was working alone, somebody would come to the counter to me and be like, hey, you know the bathroom is kind of gross. And I was like, okay, I'll go look at it or whatever. When I went in there, when they said gross, they meant gross. There was this one time that I went in the bathroom and there was someone that shit on the floor, they shit in the stalls, they shit in the urinal, like it was on the mirror, it was everywhere. I went to clean it up and the toilet was clogged and I went to investigate and I soon realized that someone put their shitty underwear and pants in the top of the toilet. There's a garbage can in the stall. Why they couldn't just, put it in the garbage can? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to know who it was. I'm not keeping track of who goes in the bathrooms because it was public bathrooms. You can just go in and out whenever you want. There wasn't anything to be embarrassed about because I didn't know who it was, but instead they decided to shove their dirty underwear and pants in the top of the toilet where it got clogged. So then I had a bigger problem to deal with. The water was flowing everywhere. Yeah, it was gross. Girls' bathroom was not any better. They would shove tampons in the toilet. They would leave their bloody urine in the toilet. Girls also would shit on the floor and everything else. It was the crackheads. We're on like a main street where there's hotels and stuff, so there's hookers there, and they would always come in like cracked out of their minds. They would like go in the bathroom and friggin' smoke up and shit in there, and then they would try and use the bathroom or whatever. It was ridiculous. and then some of them couldn't afford like a chocolate bar or something, so then they would beg you and ask you if they could get it for free. There was a lot of like drug people and hookers and crackheads that would come in. Another thing that pissed me off was I would get hit on all the time. And it wasn't like cute guys or anything, it was old wrinkly guys. They would ask me for my number, and when I rejected them, they would come back next day or a week later and just hit on me again. It was kind of creepy. There was this one guy who asked me to go to his son's Buck and Dough. I could be a bartender or whatever, and I thought nothing of it because that was when I was first working there, so, you know, I was innocent. I was like, okay, sure, I don't have bartender experience, but is that okay? He's like, yeah, sure, I'll just give you the ingredients of the drinks and how much they should be in them, and I was like, okay, cool. So he's like, can I have your number so that I can contact you and give you the details? And I was like, okay, whatever. So I gave him my number, and he decided to call me one day. He didn't even talk about this Buck and Dough. I don't even know if his son is real. He's just like, hey, what are you wearing? Your sexuality, what do you wear before work? Do you wear your uniform on your way to work and everything? And I was like, what the fuck? I hung up on him, and he kept coming back to the store over and over and over again. It got to the point where I actually had to tell my manager that he was harassing me and calling me and asking me what I was wearing. She told him that he had to stop talking to me like that. You can still come to the store. You're way older than she is, and she's feeling very uncomfortable just coming to work knowing that you might show up at any random time. I never saw that guy again. I was glad for that. Those are just some of the bad experiences that I had. There are way more. There's a lot more creepy people and like stories that the night guys told me. If you guys want to hear like a second part to the story and creepy things that have like happened to me working at this gas station, then let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and like. I will see you guys Thursday. Peace out!